ทันทีเลยใช่ไหม
เคไรแล้ว
Okay, so good evening. I need to keep your secret name first, right? So good evening, everyone. เจริญพรญาติโยมทุกท่านนะครับวันนี้เราอยู่ที่ไหนญาติโยมลองทายกันเข้าใจว่าฝนกำลังตกกระหน่ำอยู่ในหลายๆพื้นที่นะใช่ไหมครับแต่ว่าหวังว่าจะเป็นฝนที่ทำให้ทุกคน รู้ว่าฟ้าหลังฝนมันสดใสแค่ไหน คราวนี้หลังจากนี้อาจารย์จำเป็นจะต้องพูดภาษาอังกฤษเป็นหลักนะครับฉะนั้นก็ขออภัยด้วยสำหรับญาติโยมที่อาจจะฟังภาษาอังกฤษไม่ได้เข้าใจ 100%เจริญพรน้องสู่นะครับเจริญพรพี่มุ้ยแล้วก็โอเค welcome to คุยธรรมะสารพันกับพระมหาพันธ์สันติพัทโท and today we have special guest sitting next to me right now คุณอีวัน
Yes, Ewan.
he is the writer for sustainability หรือเป็นผู้ที่เป็นนักเขียนเพื่อเรื่องราวของความยั่งยืน so could you please actually you are going to interview me right but please now I'm kind of the host for this show
Okay.
so please tell us briefly about yourself and why you're here today
Okay, so my name's Ewan McLeish. I'm a educator and writer for sustainability, and I'm honoured to be here with Prajan tonight to talk about sustainability, Thai Buddhism, and environmental issues because this is an area I have a lot of passion for.
Thank you very much, and thank you for being patient with me. Because actually we scheduled for this interview for 2 times, and this time in Buddhist culture it's just like the 3rd time need to get it done.
Okay,
So it means that you determined to interview me.
in English we'd say third time lucky.
Okay,
So there you go.
that's right now.
Yeah.
So now please the floor is yours. So หลังจากนี้ไปนะครับก็เขาจะสัมภาษณ์อาตมาในประเด็นต่างๆฉันก็ญาติโยมสามารถร่วมฟังร่วมคอมเมนต์ได้เลยเรามีน้องเทียนอยู่ตรงนี้มาทำหน้าที่ช่วยบันทึกวิดีโอนะครับฉะนั้นก็เดี๋ยวจะมีการตัดต่อภายหลังแล้วก็อันนี้เราไลฟ์สดด้วยเพื่อชวนญาติโยมฝึกภาษาอังกฤษไปด้วยกันแต่ว่าหลังจากนี้อาตมาอาจจะไม่ได้มีแวะอ่านคอมเมนต์ฉะนั้นเป็นช่วงเวลาแห่งความสุขของญาติโยมทุกท่านนะครับอยากจะเม้ามอยอะไรก็ตามสบายเลยเพราะพระไม่สามารถที่จะไปข้องเกี่ยวได้มากนักฉะนั้นก็ตอนนี้อาตมาจะคุยกับคุณอีเวนในประเด็นที่เขาเตรียมสอบถามมาจริงๆจะบอกว่าก่อนเริ่ม so I'd like to share with you also because I think last week around 5 days ago I just began to use ChatGPT
Oh,
so
wow. Okay.
I try to put your question and ask ChatGPT we call her น้องจี
Right, okay.
my sister G to help with that but have a look at this soน้องแอม she
Okay.
put too much information and that too much for interview right
That's quite a lot of details. Yes.
so I'm gonna send that to
Yep.
you and we don't need to do interview anymore
Okay, finished. All right, thank
Finished.
you. Goodbye.
Okay.
ChatGPT, eh? Okay,
Right.
brilliant.
Quite interesting but now
Yeah.
we're gonna what do you call play by ear
Yes.
means
we'll do the live
I'm going to
version.
improvise everything so now the floor is yours
Okay, thank you very much. Well, I guess the first thing is, I'm not an expert in Thai Buddhism at all. So, could you just explain a little bit about your role at what Saket and what the deputy abbot does, and all of this kind of.
Thank you
Basic.
very much for allowing me to introduce myself okay my name is Napan right Napan it means skyline that's why we have Dom skyline it means the community or people who follow me
Okay.
and my Buddhist name is Santi Patto it means peaceful monk and I always teach with my audience that peaceful monk it monk is mean not sure right you know some Thai words
Mhm,
so monk MONK but also when you hear it in Thai so you're not sure that this is peaceful or not
I see.
peaceful monk
Yeah.
so
play on words.
yes and I'm assistant abbot or you'd say deputy abbot of Wasake or Golden Mount Temple my role as assistant abbot actually it's depends on what the abbot assigned. For example, I myself, I have been working on the education and dissemination of Buddhism in the more like application way. I encourage, inspire people to apply what the Buddha taught into that action in their everyday life. And because of that, when I was appointed as a assistant abbot, normally I still work on education, and also when we have like international guests coming to the temple, I normally am assigned to welcome them. Like for example, to cook, and also the last October, the second gentleman of the U.S. For example.
Right. Okay.
And because I kind of the NGO monk,
Okay.
I mean I even I work on the work for education, but normally I kind of see that education and also Buddhism as social capital, we should utilize them. I mean, both Buddhism and education to change social structure, not just the individual, but also the whole society.
Looking to change
Yes.
society and how it
Yes.
works.
Actually, because that the way the Buddha did in his time. I just follow his path, his leadership.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow,
I think
that's
for the as a assistant abbot, I don't see any difference from just only being a Buddhist monk or being assistant abbot. But
Okay.
yeah, to be honest, when I was appointed as a assistant abbot, it's also, how can I say it? It's kind of in the package. There are some powers with that position. Like in the past, people gonna listen to what you're going to share, and then they should to trust or listen to or not. But when they hear about this monk is assistant abbot, we call assistant abbot of the royal temple.
Right.
In Thai, like ผู้ช่วยเจ้าวาดพระอารามหลวง so it means something for someone. So
brings a certain influence,
yes.
a certain status, maybe.
Yes, a bit.
Okay.
I think for so many people, they just only want to listen to what you're going to share, and then they decide whether you know what they call acceptable or honorable or creditable or not. But for someone, when they heard about their certain degree, for example, I received the highest level of Pali education, Pali 9 or เรียนธรรม9ประโยค
Okay, right.
So when they, for example, you yourself, when someone know that you received your Master of Science, in the what they call education and sustainability, it's totally different than just only Mr. Even, right?
Yes, a certain authority.
Yes.
Maybe. Not sure though.
Yeah. Okay. That's it for the assistant of the royal temple.
Right. Okay. So a wide-ranging role.
Yes. It depends on our abbot.
I see.
By the way, behind us is a statue of my master, the most venerable Samdet Prabhupada Kyo Upaseno, the former acting Supreme Patriarch of Thailand.
Right.
He's the former abbot, and he was the one who provided me education, which made me who I am today.
Okay. Wow. So
that's why I chose to talk with you here
in this space. Fantastic. Yes. So I was wondering, what does Theravada Buddhism teach us about sustainability and our relationship to the environment?
Okay. So you're going to go by script, right?
Well, yeah, to an extent.
Okay. So because you mentioned about Theravada Buddhism, I think Buddhism generally, but because we here in Thailand, we study Theravada Buddhism, so it's fair to begin with the Theravada Buddhism. So I think for myself, I kind of had an idea about sustainability before I know the definition of sustainability because
Okay.
I found that in the Buddha time in his teaching also talk about how we're gonna eliminate the unfair system like social structure.
Right.
For example, caste system.
Mm-hmm.
The Buddha himself allow everyone from different castes to be treated the same under the Vinaya, under the rules, under the same rule, even they came from different background, races, caste, or education, or political, or financial, or social status. But everyone would be equal under the rules, under Vinaya. So, and the way that, for example, this robe, right? The Buddha allow monks to collect from the clothes that people already threw away, the wasted clothes,
Right.
and then put it together and then put it this way. So it means also the Buddha himself reduced waste in his time, and this is kind of became our cloth, and you can see that my haircut and my robe, not like normal people that they need to choose different clothes, different what they call dress for different ceremony. Wedding, one dress, funeral, another dress. But me, we call in Thai ชุดนอนชุดเที่ยวชุดเดียวกัน It means I wear this all the time.
Okay.
So it we reduce activity that consume time and also reduce resources that they're gonna be used for this kind of dress.
Okay.
So for me, that Theravada Buddhism provided me, and later on, when I study Dhammabot or the teaching from Tipitaka, right, what the Buddha taught, I learned a lot about how the Buddha treated even poor people equally as the rich people. Once the beggar asked the Buddha to receive his food because he wanted to make merit, he wanted to offer Buddha his food, which is very poor. But the king wanted to also offer food for the Buddha. But because the Buddha already accepted the invitation for the poor beggar, so the Buddha insisted that he going to go to receive the food from the beggar. And even the king couldn't do anything. And when the king approached that poor beggar, that okay, I'm gonna pay you money.
Right.
How much do you want for me to offer the food instead of you?
Because he wanted to make merit.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But that beggar is just like he also insisted that he wanted to make merit by offering food for the Buddha. So this is like for an example that the Buddha himself, try to bring fairness individually and also systematically to the Asian Champu continent at that time.
So for you, sustainability is very much about equality amongst people.
It's many like all of them. There are like 17 of sustainable development goals.
Okay.
I saw every goals in the Tipitaka, and that's why I chose to do this in my PhD dissertation. My dissertation title is Buddhist Social Marketing to Achieve SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. A study of Institute of Buddhist Management for Happiness and Peace Foundation, which is my foundation.
All 17 of them.
Yes.
That's a big topic.
Yeah, but we categorize it into 5P, right? People, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership. But I always, share with my audience, so I'm going to share with you now. But don't forget the 6P, which is pra, monk.
Okay.
So that's why we're here, right? So because I have been working on this, and I see that monk or pra can be a crucial player for driving SDGs, and it's kind of I think it's kind of the strategically and systematically empower monks to empower people on this.
So thinking about P for planet, then
Yes.
can you talk a little bit about Buddhism and connection to nature and connection to our
Okay.
environment?
Thank you. Thank you for coming back. So, first of all, I'm not sure if you know or not, but Buddhists or Thai people, they're going to know that the Buddha was born under the tree,
Mm-hmm.
enlightened under the tree,
Yes.
and even passed away or reached nirvana under the tree.
Yeah.
So that's all natural connected.
Mm.
So for me, in Buddhism, regarding being in nature, that's a must for monks. We need to, in Pali, it's called like ต้องอยู่ป่า So it means we need to stay to practice mindfulness and meditation in the forest.
Okay.
The forest is the most suitable place for us to reach our inner peace. And because of that, there are so many rules that we need to protect nature.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot harm nature by so many activities. We not allowed to dig the earth. We not allowed to what they call like take away the branches of the tree, for example. So because of this, in Thai culture, when there are so many trees in the forest got cut, monks and people, they use the word บวชป่า It means give the cloth the robe to the tree.
So this is tree ordination.
Yeah, tree ordination.
Yes,
we call บวชป่า.
Which protects a lot of trees.
Yes,
around
but this
Thailand.
is totally different. We can come back to this later.
Okay.
But this is also about the people.
Right.
This is for the gender equality because some of our followers created this. Kuntuk, this is your work, right? So, and this also have a voice for for the youth and women. Let me pray this for you.
Hello everyone, it's me, Pauline, in the Bali Facebook. I would like
Pauline,
to say thank you to everyone here for opening up my words and strengthening my faith in humanity. Thank to IPA Foundation, especially the Nirvana Fund, for always believing in me. And I would like to thank the Thai Police for being such a media that allow people to do good things together. This last day of the conference is not the end, but only the fourth page. So let's make the other page better and better.
Okay.
So this bear comes from a conference?
Yes, not from the conference, but for the conference.
Okay.
Because this bear is also the what they call my strategy to disseminate what Buddha taught. Normally, I'm going to begin that holding this and bear with me. Right? Bear with monk, bear with us.
What is your bear called?
Face.
Oh.
Yeah, face, because at the first time that he was introduced to the public, when I was in the meeting for the religious leader to prevent genocide in Morocco, the city, the name of the city is Fez. So people in that meeting asked me to call him Fez.
Because that is when he was
first
introduced.
Like to amplify the voice for the youth and the women, because normally in many countries, religious faith is for male, led by male. For example, in so many, I don't want to mention any particular country, but normally it would be like that. So in Thailand, not that bad, but yeah, I use it as because our female follower created this, and it's mean a lot that you can see that she make him like me or me like him. I'm not sure.
Are we talking about the glasses?
Yes, and also the maybe character. So the robe can be used for bringing some spiritual message into this, and as the same as tree ordination, right?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's one of our DHA foundation. It means I want to bring Buddhism not just only as a Buddha teaching, but also as an institution, religious institution,
Okay.
as social capital,
Right.
as cultural capital.
What do you mean by that? Social capital, cultural
Uh,
capital?
like for example, like that tree ordination,
Okay.
because they know that when people ordain
Mm-hmm.
as monks,
Yep.
then they try. In Thai culture, we have how can I say the concept that, for example, in the Ayutthaya period,
Mm-hmm.
if the new king took the throne, all the people of the old king gonna get killed.
Mm-hmm.
But if they ordain, they're gonna survive.
Okay.
They don't kill monks.
Yes.
So the same. Talking about tree ordination,
Mm-hmm.
they bring this robe and the spirit of forgiveness into that forest, into each of the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And then when people see this robe, surrounding tree, then
Okay.
they don't want to cut those trees.
Yes. Okay.
That's the way that we apply Buddhism as a social capital to prevent people from cutting trees.
And sort of going further with that, that would mean that's good for the environment, it's good for environmental protection. We know from
Yes.
science that we need to protect.
Yeah,
these
that's
trees.
back to what
Okay.
you asked me.
Yes, yeah,
Right?
great.
Um,
Okay. Can I ask you a more personal
Yes,
question?
please.
Yeah. So I was wondering, so you have an interest in the SDGs, sustainability, the environment. Was there a particular moment in time, a particular aha moment, something that happened in your life that made this penny drop, as it were? Like made clear the connection between your spirituality and sustainability.
I think it came to me gradually,
Okay.
like from what I studied from the Tamabot, from my education.
Mm.
And then when I became a monk, because I studied when I was a novice, right?
Right. Okay.
So when I became a teacher, a Buddhist monk who provided training for the youth, for the
Mhm.
children, for students in the school,
Mm.
I try to bring that connection to invite students to be aware of the importance of environmental issues.
Okay. So
But
right.
for me at that time, it just like I just saw like by education, but inside maybe not that enlightened.
Right.
Big aha moment for me. It came when I went to your country.
Okay.
In the UK.
To the UK. Right.
Yeah, and I registered for the sustainability or environmentalist.
Mm.
I'm not sure about the topic,
Right.
but I went there to join.
Mm.
And then the first question that the lecturer
Mm.
or the guest speaker asked all of us, if you consider yourself as someone who are aware of environmental issues, try to protect environment,
Mm.
how you came to this meeting,
Right.
and what is your like bottle for your water. And so many
Okay, so-
people in this, it's just like, okay, I can buy bus, I can buy bicycle, I can buy. So he asks about, and do you know that how many footprint that you left because of that transportation?
Okay. So they're asking you how you arrived, how you got to
Yes.
the place.
And at the time, I didn't know anything about carbon footprint at all.
I see. Right.
Yeah, because I'm just ordinary monk. And
So
then
you have come
and
from
that's
here, so that is quite a big carbon footprint. I
yes.
guess. Yeah.
And also at the time I carry the plastic bottle,
Mm.
not like right now. Right now we have this already, right? So
Okay.
to reduce
Reusable,
using single-use plastic,
refillable. Very nice.
make it real. Okay. By the way, should we forget to prepare water for him?
Oh,
Sorry about that.
I have my reusable bottle in my
Okay.
bag, actually.
And so could you please bring
Yeah,
it
yeah,
for
yeah, absolutely.
for
Yeah,
him,
just
yes.
inside. Thank
Sorry
you.
about this.
Oh, no, it's okay.
In Thai, we're gonna say อันนี้เรียวมากเลย
There you go. So here is my
Yes,
one.
that's
It's a little bit bashed.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very
Makes
nice.
it a bit wobbly.
Feel free to
I might
have your water.
a little drink.
I cannot say cheers. Okay. Yeah, that's a big aha moment for me. That okay, I think I have been working because even before I went to the UK, I already how can I say? People from WWF approached me and asked me to help with their curriculum regarding the environmental protection
in Thailand.
in Thailand.
For the Thai curriculum for Thai
For
schools.
Thai curriculum,
Okay.
but we haven't finished yet.
Right.
She's gone before we started to do anything because
Okay.
she just shared with me the WWF learned from what they did in Bhutan with the Tibetan monks.
Okay.
So
Bhutan, yeah.
they wanted to come here and do the same. So and approached me, and I at the time I already coordinated with them. I brought their so many what do you call leaflets and their books, and also provided in the exhibition at NIDA in NIDA, right? NIDA, it's Bangkok in Bangkok. National Institute of Development of Thailand Administration. I couldn't remember
Okay,
the
right.
full name, but
Something
we
like
call
this.
NIDA.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, who know that what is the full name for NIDA? Please share your information. That would be highly appreciated.
So
Okay.
Are you saying when you were asked those questions in London, you felt a little bit, I don't know if it was London
aha
actually.
moment for me?
Yeah, and a little bit of a disconnect perhaps between footprints, flying an aeroplane, having a plastic bottle, and maybe how light
just
you were
like-
leading your life, if I can put it that
It's
way.
just like I never thought about that in my everyday life.
I see, yes.
I just thought that okay, if you switch up the light when you don't need it,
Mhm.
when you turn the water tap off,
Yeah.
that already protect environment. And also when monks went to the forest or went to the school teaching students and trying to make them realize about how environment important. That's it. We already saved the world, but we don't. I personally at that time didn't think of using it in everyday life. I didn't see.
Be the change you want to be in the world.
Yes, that's it. I
Yeah.
didn't have that much awareness, but that's the first time that I thought, okay, I didn't realize, I didn't know that there's a big gap between choosing bicycle and choosing a car fueled by like fossil fuel. So I didn't know at that time.
Right.
But again, I just ordinary monk. I didn't receive like normal education in the secondary school. I just finished my primary school and then I was ordained.
Okay.
And because of that, in my education, Pali education, there was such a thing about even the what do you call greenhouse effect.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
This is
so
not part of this.
I didn't know anything about that.
Do you think something should be added into this type of education, or is it not?
In the Pali education, yes. I think also
Right.
in the normal education, also need to change the approach a bit for some schools.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So to talk a little bit more about sustainable development goals and all of this, why are they important? Why do Thai Buddhist leaders need to, and followers need to support these goals? What is the point?
Yes, that was the point for Pra.
Yeah. Well, not quite what I meant. What's
Yeah.
the point of the goals?
For me,
and
actually,
you
it's
supporting them.
for me because I learned about การพัฒนาที่ยั่งยืน or sustainable development when I was in the Wat Yanavesikawan. At the time, the most venerable Samdet Prabhupada Sajjan, he is an abbot of the temple, and he talked about this about การพัฒนาที่ยั่งยืน or sustainable development, and
Right.
that was the first time that I learned about the idea of development, like modernization, and people forgot about their like not just only GDP but also people, society, and environment.
Yeah.
So that's the first time, and later on, because of that, I kind of cultivate that curiosity and awareness about the sustainable development.
These issues, yeah.
Yeah, and when I was in the UK, so I learned more about SDGs, and I think because of that, I saw that all 17 goals of SDGs already, what do you call, done by the Buddha in his own time.
Okay.
By the different name. The Buddha didn't call this is SDG. No,
He didn't have the little
he didn't have,
logos.
yes, no, not at all. But talking about no poverty, he tried to change the social structure by asking rich people to share, to support poor people, or zero hunger, mental health, about mindfulness and everything, and also the education for all, because the Buddha didn't allow people or monks from higher social status. Let me share this story. Because at the time, there were 2 monks who wanted the Buddha to allow everyone to learn what the Buddha taught by the higher language.
Right.
Yeah. But the Buddha didn't allow, because just only few people, a small group of people know that language. So
Okay. It's
the
like
Buddha,
Christianity and Latin.
yes, some kind of that. So the Buddha didn't allow, but the Buddha allowed everyone to memorize or learn what he taught in Pali, which is like English in the modern world. I mean, majority of people can speak.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So this is an example.
So
Where
that's
were we now?
equality in education.
Yes, where were we now? So
I'm not sure. We're going
okay.
through all 17.
Okay, because of that, I got invited to talk in the first Vesak Day at EU Parliament in Brussels, right?
Wow. Okay.
And at that time, finally, I chose to talk about the Buddha Day and SDG, from individual inner peace to peaceful society. It's kind of my thought finally crystallized and put it that way.
Right.
That, from now on, I'm going to drive SDGs by that first, keynote speech on the first Vesak Day in Brussels and at EU Parliament. And because of that, I made my decision to when I came back, I wanted to establish the organization that worked on this legally.
So that sort of leads to my next question, which was, are we talking about the Institute of Buddhist Management for Happiness and Peace? Yeah.
Foundation. Yes.
Yeah. So, what is this? What do you aim to do?
Okay.
And what
Thank
do you do?
But let me finish with this first, because you asked me about why Buddhist religious leader, why Buddhist monk need to do this, why this SDG is important. So my point at that time, I try to connect the old ancient wisdom, which is Buddhism, with the modern world, modern knowledge, and I think our young generation tend to ignore the ancient wisdom because they don't see any connection. So because of that, my point is to establish the connection between 2 worlds.
Make that clear to people.
Yes.
So, in a way, it gives more meaning to SDGs.
Yes, and in the way, give more meaning to Buddhism as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and
okay, right.
Yeah. So that's why I saw importance of Buddhism, especially as social capital in Thailand, and also because when I went there to the UK, I also know that actually suffering is kind of universal. People in the UK also suffer the same thing, the same place with
Mhm.
Thai people.
Humans are
Yes.
the same.
So because of that, I thought that okay, I can use this approach
Mhm.
to bring more value to Buddhism and also
Okay.
help the modern world to achieve SDGs by sharing them the old wisdom how the Buddha did in his own time.
Okay.
And also the number 17 is the most important one that I focus on as a Buddhist monk
Okay.
because I can connect, everyone from different financial or social status
Number
together.
17
Number
is-
17, partnership for the goals.
I see.
Partnership for the goals.
Right. Yeah.
Because monks can ask rich people to help the temple and help, prepare their utility facilities for helping poor people or even donate money or food for them. Rich people can make merit by offering that to monk first, to the temple first, and then monk is kind of the community center that help everyone, no matter who they are.
Yeah. So
So-
they can do something with these
Yeah.
donations.
And because of that, I think I don't just only invite monks to be a part of these SDGs, but also invited all religious leaders,
Mhm.
even people with no faith at all, working on this together.
Right.
Because inclusivity leaves no one behind.
Yes.
We cannot
Yeah.
just only invite monks
Mhm.
because of this dress, very popular in Thailand right now. So this color, right? Orange color, very
Yes.
popular right now.
Yes.
Especially for the young generation.
I
So-
know what you're talking about.
Okay. Even our microphone.
Oh yes, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so back to this, it's just like
Dark blue as well.
I take it as my responsibility to invite everyone to be a part of this. And I always believe that actually everyone always, try to accomplish one of SDGs all the time, at least one, but they don't know the definition of SDG.
Okay.
For
Right.
example, uh, our our deputy chair right now of the foundation,
Mhm.
her name is Madame Tuo. She's a food celebrity,
Okay.
and she had no idea about SDG.
Yeah.
I invited her to join, and I appointed her as a we call I Have Happiness ambassador
Mhm.
because she influencer. I want to use influencer strategy to
Right.
make people aware of what they do in everyday life can be counted as one of the SDG. So in her case,
Okay.
she always cook, right? Because she food select.
Mm.
So what she do is related to zero hunger, number 2 of SDGs. And also so many times she stood up for her gender because actually she felt that she was the one that her father didn't love because she's female. In their Chinese culture,
Right.
maybe the boy more preferable.
Mhm. Okay.
So
Yeah.
because of that, she stood up. She became independent, but in the way that she fight for the number 5 gender equality. So and she also helped, people with disability, people in jail
Okay.
with their cooking. So that also number
It's education as
yes,
well, isn't it?
yes, number
And it's
4
livelihoods.
education for all. Yes.
Yeah.
Number 8
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Right? Decent work.
Yes.
So this is something that we need to realize because so many people, even they want to work for SDGs, but they will just only want people to carry the logo, number 15, life below water,
Yeah.
something like that. But actually, we need to make them realize that all SDGs in everyday life and they can do something or many things for many goals or
Yeah.
even all goals.
It's about recognizing
Yes.
the goods that we're doing.
Yes, because everyone-
already, you know.
Everyone needs to have food, right?
Mm.
So that an example.
So it's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So back to what you asked about, what do you call? IBH Foundation.
Yes, you're the chair.
Yes,
In-
I founded in actually on the 2015 before I went to give my talk on SDGs.
okay.
Institute of Buddhist Management for
Right.
Happiness and Peace. At the time, it just only the name of organization. But after I came back, so I registered as a legal organization
Mhm.
later.
Okay.
So to drive this, because I want to make this organization, IBH Foundation, to be a bridge organization, driving SDG.
Bridge.
Bridge organization
Okay,
between local community,
Yeah.
national level,
Mhm.
regional level,
Mhm.
and global level.
Mhm.
And in two ways, it means not just only from UN
Yeah.
to national or
Mhm.
local,
Mhm.
but also so many good things that local level already done that UN need to learn.
Lift up.
Yes.
Yes.
For
Okay,
example,
so communication up and
yes. For example, this bag, right? So for the monk, which one I should look at? So many cameras. Okay, so for example, this bag in Buddhist bag, we call yam in Thai.
What's it for? Sorry.
It's for monk
Okay.
to carry things.
Right.
So I want a Buddhist monk to carry the message, which is we need to
Mm.
drive SDG. So you can see, okay, now
I
that's
see.
me, right? A Buddhist monk.
That's on the front. This is you watering.
Yes. Sorry
watering the
for
flowers.
being too cute. It's a tree. It's a tree of SDGs.
Oh yeah.
And me, fostering, watering, nurturing these SDGs. So thank you, Nong Niao, who designed this as well.
Okay.
And also, I work with the Malu. You can see at the back. Okay.
Malu is.
Malu is a business organization, social business who work on circular economy.
Right.
So I invited her, Nong Am, to be a committee member of the foundation and asked her to produce this bag. So you can see that
So
this
the bag
bag
is okay.
reduce carbon footprint. How much can you?
4.11 kilograms.
Yes.
Yep. Which
Equivalent
is an equivalent
to-
of driving 34.57 kilometers.
Yes.
I guess. In a
Yes.
standard
Yes.
passenger
And also
car.
you can scan QR code to learn more about Buddhism for SDG.
So that is based on if you're reusing that bag rather than the plastic bag, or it's based on what it's made of.
Based on what it made of, because
Okay.
in instead of being a waste, because this waste clothes in the industry.
Okay.
So Malu turn it into something else, upcycling.
Okay. So which industry does the fabric come from? Not sure.
So many because the co-founder Nong Am, she's the owner of this business. I mean,
Right.
they're to produce shirt or cloth. There's some left from the
I see.
production
It's-
process.
It's the offcuts.
Yes.
When from a clothing factory,
Yes.
and there's some left over, and then
Yes.
what can we do with
Yeah.
it? We can make bags. And
Otherwise,
we
we're
can-
gonna
Okay.
we need to destroy them. Right. So
Yes, yeah.
instead of doing that, turn it into something like this.
Mm.
And when it turned to be something like this, I carry the message literally
Yes.
and ask people to scan. So I carry this to the UN meeting,
Mm-hmm.
to Morocco, to Bali,
Okay.
to many places, and
Okay.
sending the message. And not just only this, also this as well. ช่วงขิงของนะญาติโยม น้องแอม กล้องหนู so also this called ผ้ารับประเคน
Mm-hmm.
because in Thai Buddhist culture, in many countries may be different. In Thai Buddhist culture, monks cannot receive something from women directly from her hand.
Right. Okay.
You know that, right? We
Yep,
need to
yep.
ask her to put her anything that she would like to offer on this. So it means
lay it out.
yes,
Yeah.
I can ask her to scan QR code and to know that this receiving cloth ค่ารับประเคน reduce carbon footprint equal like driving for 1.35 kilometers.
Right. But
So
this is also off cuts from.
yes,
Yeah.
the same idea, circular economy.
Yeah.
So
okay.
because and you know that women run the world, right?
Right.
So when she scan and she know about this, she send the message and she know about this kind of the concept.
So if you scan that QR code, what do? You learn about
Buddhism for SDGs.
You learn about the connections between the two.
Yes,
Okay.
and this is the example that in the whole world, this is the innovation.
Right. Oh, I see.
So
Right.
monks or even religious leaders from different countries, when they know about this, they're surprised and they're amazed by what we already did.
So you're looking for opportunities for little bits of education
Yes.
within the, I don't know what religious process.
Yes,
you know?
because as a Buddhist monk, right, I can share with them and inspire them. Monks from Sri Lanka, they when they saw this, they talk with each other. That, oh, we need to copy this. We need to bring this into our country.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's what we want to do. And this we work with Malu because we know that religious leader we need to do the same as the Buddha did in his own time, not just only in individual level, not just only a Buddhist monk trying to run around. We need to work with the system.
Yes.
In this
Okay.
case,
Yeah.
with Malu, with
Yeah.
social business,
Yeah.
who try to how can I say heal the same pain with the society. I mean.
So we need systemic change to solve our environmental problems, don't
Yes.
we? And individuals can do so much, but we cannot do it all unless the system is changing with us.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the whole point with Prague.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and not just like this, we approach Horapa catering, who like catering, right? They provide food for the event. Yeah,
Right. Catering. Yeah.
Catering.
Mm.
So we inspire, we invited Horapa catering to use the box that saved the world, reduce using one single-use plastic.
Okay.
And also because when Thai people make merwit, Thai Buddhists make merwit, offer food for monks. Right now, they use the service of catering. So they didn't. Now, maybe most of the people, I don't know. So many people, they tend to use the service, the catering service.
So you're talking about perhaps traditionally when people were making food to offer monks, it would be home cooked food.
Yes.
And it would go into the large bowl and people
Yes.
would.
Yes.
But now you will go to the rice shop.
Yes, the catering.
Catering service.
Catering service.
And it will come. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and it will come wrapped. It will be in plastic, and then.
So now
Okay,
we work with them, like ask them to. First of all, we give this to the catering because we want people who make merwit receive these clothes for the monk in that event, and then because this collaboration, it can spread the message that monk can be a part of dissemination of this Buddhism for SDGs. And also it's kind of compulsory for the event that monk need to talk about something, SDGs, like for 10 or 15 minutes.
Right.
So we try to establish the system, the mechanism that make people know more or be aware of Buddhism and SDGs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Just thinking about the food packaging thing.
Yeah, and also even the food itself, we try to make them realize that this is also about their good health and well-being. Number 3, So the way that they cook, because in the past they're gonna try to bring delicious foods for the monk, and so many times for themselves, because they want to be rich, they're gonna provide offer monk like tong yip, tong yot, phoi tong,
Right.
or golden. But
Yeah.
that's a lot of sugar in it, and then
mhm.
I got diabetes.
Yes.
They're
Maybe I shouldn't
not rich yet.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Okay. So nobody's won.
Yeah. So for example, the whole system, we want them to realize about SDGs. So many SDGs that can achieve because of their business.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we need to guide them to see the right factor that they can play with.
Okay. Looking for opportunities within what you're doing to talk to people about.
Yes, and
Sustainable
also
practice.
open the space for that.
Yeah.
And I also talk about this in the national television, like for workplace, super mom show,
Mhm.
mom show, for example, or
Okay.
at the time we have หลวงพี่ช่วยด้วย or monks help me on workplace.
So how do you feel that this message is going? How far into society do you think that you're able to reach? Do you sense change over the time you've been having these conversations?
I'm not sure, but to have you here is one of indicators, right?
Right, I suppose so.
Yeah, and you're not the first one who
Right.
coming to talk about it. So
people are interested.
yeah, so
Yeah.
for me it means people interested, but we need to work more effectively. To be honest, we need to work more. At least for what I can see from my dom. A bit embarrassed to talk about my dom, but I'm so proud of that because, for example, like 2 years ago, right? Or last year, 2 years ago, not last October, October of the 26th, right? 2 years ago, I went on Facebook Live for the first time, and when I try to communicate these things with my people, some of them never heard of SDGs at all.
Okay.
But when we talk about this, when we try to share with them what we can do for achieving SDGs, eventually they're aware. And when we had an monthly event, they try to reduce, using single-use plastic, and we came up with this, and we offer this to the whole, to all monks in this temple to use this kind of bottle.
Right.
Because of we want.
All monks in what's
Yes,
okay
have yes.
Okay.
So this is kind of what our people realize and try to do. And think about this, our followers are not just in Bangkok, some of them in the north, Chiang Mai, some of them in the south, some of them everywhere, and even like in Germany, in USA. So they are a part of this movement.
Yeah.
And you know that one of the most important thing as a Buddhist monk and also as someone who studied Buddhism, the definition of interconnectedness or dependent origination. So what we think, what we speak, what we do always affect us and people surrounding us. So it means every one of our followers, when they see that what they can do to better this world with her or his own mental action, verbal action, and what they call bodily action. When they change, people surrounding them also change, and this is what we're trying to do. And also INEF, it's one of the organizations that affected by our action.
Right. Yeah.
That's why you're here.
Yes. And I guess also there's a connection from those things through to the actual environment. If our attitude is correct and our behaviour is correct, it will affect the environment. that we depend upon
Yes.
for our air, food.
Yes. By the
Everything
way,
like
one thing
this.
that I would like to also share about the aha moment when I came back from the UK.
Mm.
I joined with the song program by INEP right away.
Okay.
And because of that program, I learned more about environmental issues.
Mm.
And I saw one of our teacher. She's very serious about the environmental issue. Originally, first time I saw her, she covered her head,
Okay.
and I thought that maybe she received chemo.
All right.
But when we close enough, and I dared to ask,
Yeah.
and she shared that actually no, she didn't have any cancer at all. But
Oh.
because she didn't want to use the shampoo that used their what they call something that like palm
Palm oil
which-
is in shampoos.
from Indonesia,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
destroy what they call orangutan habitat.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
she didn't want to use that. So she cut her hair,
Right.
right monk,
Okay.
and she covered it because she didn't want anyone to ask.
Wow.
But I already asked
Yes,
anyway.
yeah, well, curiosity.
Actually, no, but because I wanted to know that because she inspired me tremendously, and she showed me the video that what do you call tunnel with the what do you call หลอดที่ภาษาอังกฤษเป็นยังไงนะคะ
อะไรนะคะหลอด
Mhm.
หลอดดูด
plastic.
Straw.
Yeah, straw.
Mm.
Thank you. So you know, you should talk in Thai now.
I have to ask for straws, or usually no straws.
Yeah,
My role.
yeah. So since then, I rather use straw, and I decided to change my behavior because I saw what we can do to the world,
Mm.
including all animal
Yeah.
and nature.
It's more about the setting the example, isn't it?
Yes.
This is the thing we can do. Can I talk to you about amulets?
Anything, please.
So I know recently, perhaps last year, there was a campaign that you were involved with.
Mhm.
No Ivory, No Tiger Amulets campaign. You were
Okay.
a social media influencer for them. That's how they described it to me. So I was wondering why you decided to get involved in this, and perhaps also maybe talk a little bit about what the issue actually is in terms of ivory, tiger fangs,
Okay.
and amulets. Maybe even what is an amulet and why do we have them? That's a basic question for a foreigner.
Okay.
Mm.
Thank you very much. Okay. How am I going to
Yeah.
start this?
Where to start? Sorry.
Okay. I think first of all, I are really interested in environmental issues, right, and trying to put it in my training program, like I shared with you,
Mm.
because of the WWF as well. I mean, later on. So I already interested in this, and every time that I got a chance to give the talk in public and private organization, I always talk about these environmental issues
Yes. Yeah.
as much as I can and I possibly can.
Mm.
And then, like 2 years ago, some organizer approached me
Mm.
because they wanted a Buddhist monk
Mm-hmm.
to be their messenger. I think, like
Yep.
like spokesperson.
Yep.
Yes. And that campaign called Mercy is Power.
Right.
Mercy is power.
is power. Okay.
ไม่พึ่งเขี้ยวเสืองาช้าง so the same, no ivory, no tiger amulets.
Yeah.
But at the time, they already prepared the messages, and I shared them. I told them honestly that this is not what I talk. They already wrote in the script, and I just
Okay.
only want me to put it into my mouth
Ah.
and talk to the camera.
Please read this.
Yes, something like that. And I know at that time that Ajahn Sampong, one of the most famous monks in Thailand,
Okay.
at the time he's still a Buddhist monk. He also spokesperson for this campaign for previous year.
Mm.
And another one, Tanwal Sharameti, in the year before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that famous. And I asked them why did you choose me?
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure that I shared this with my audience already or not. But again, let me share with even and all of my people that at that time they showed the picture of
Mm.
Pramahat Praiwan Wanabu. You know him? How can I describe this? Pramahat Praiwan at that time
Mm.
as one of the most famous monk
Mhm.
as well, but
Mhm.
he's more like a social activist.
Okay.
She kind of just I use she now because now she.
Right.
At the time he's a like a social activist spokesperson.
mhm.
When there were many situations regarding Buddhism, like controversial issues,
Yeah. Yeah.
media can approach him.
Okay.
So, but the reason that they changed because at the time he also uh, expressed his thought progressively and sometimes aggressively as well.
Okay.
So because of the political conflict in Thailand, so the agency tried to avoid that controversial issue.
The agency,
The advertisement agency
okay.
who worked for this campaign.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So,
Yeah. Mm.
so at that time, okay, I realized that even they wanted to do good thing, but they also, you know,
Then, what, they nervous? Or?
yeah, they're nervous. They
Right.
but I think if they choose, if they have chosen Ajahn Praiwan at that time, it would be more interesting, more in spotlight because he always in spotlight.
More attention.
More
on
attention from the
issues.
public.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay,
I think
yeah.
so. But they kind of they're a bit nervous about that, so they chose me instead.
Okay.
It's okay. Back to the what I would like to share. Because of that, I had to change to make it like came from me, really from me, and it went well for three advertisements. I think 3 pieces of the video,
Okay.
short
Yeah.
video,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and I share with the agency and also from someone from USAID later
Mhm.
that if you wanted to drive this, please make it. Honestly, you shouldn't just only approach monk and ask them to be your spokesperson, but you didn't share any information because
You need to bring them in, right?
Yes.
And you need to find out how their views,
Mhm.
how what your view is, and then
Yes.
work out how you can work with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
because they want to do good deeds.
Mm.
They shouldn't do that. They just only approach because I did my homework. So
Yeah.
I asked when I saw the Ajahn Sompong on the video from the previous campaign, and I asked him how do you engage with this, and he said the agency, someone that know him like just only invited him to share about this, and then that's it.
Right.
Just only one time connection or contact. So I told them if you want to try this seriously, you couldn't do that. You need to keep in touch with them. But to
You've
be
got
honest,
to go deeper.
yes, to be honest, they do the same again.
Okay.
Sorry. But I think we need to change this. It's just like they never contact me after that.
You're talking about the approach,
The approach, yes.
aren't you?
If you want
Yeah.
to make public aware of this, you need to invite influencer and then work with them, listen to their thought on this, and also inspire them to be real influencer for this issue. Not just only invited, got footage and gone forever. That's not the way it should.
Well, it's got to be ongoing because if you're going to drive change, the change is happening within.
Yes.
What can I say? Buddhist religion, Buddhist the system.
Yes.
You know, and if you're going to actually genuinely change it, I guess you have to keep engaging.
Yes.
And find the correct people to engage with.
Yes. And this is just because when we talk about this, they admitted that in the past they just only approached Ajahn Mahasompong just only once and then gone. And because of that, they asked me to contact Brahma Sompong to be on the international meeting once, but they did the same, only one event and then gone. So if you listen to this, you need to change. Otherwise, that's gonna be in your DNA or your culture, which is not good for doing good deeds. Sorry to be too honest.
So what would you do then? What would you do to tackle the problem?
This problem.
This problem involving ivory turning up in amulets occasionally.
So I told them now the agency gone. I think now the people from that organization work with us through INET. So I share with them that if you want to engage, you need to invite religious leaders or people who have experience with the ivory and tiger amulets, and let them share the experience. So luckily, they listen to that and then they use that. But I think the time was not right. I mean, because they have the deadline for the campaign, so they cannot do it properly. So at the end, I think it's quite, for me, it's like we can do it better, more effectively.
Okay, but what needs to be done? Can we talk about the issues around actually these materials being used, and is this something that a Buddhist should do? What are your views on using amulets? Using these materials in amulets.
There are two things in this that I would like to share. First, if you want to run campaign to eliminate this, to prevent people from using this, we need to understand the whole supply chain.
Yes.
From the villager side who try to kill animals and collect that ivory or tiger teeth, right? And also from the religious side that bless those amulet. And also people who want to use that amulet for their luck or for their successful business.
So we've got three.
Yes, at
three
least
groups, haven't we? We've got producers, I guess, consumers, and then somewhere there is a sense of these things are simply bones, but they need that meaning attached to them, and that is going to come from a monk, from a temple.
Yes, and also in regional or international level as well, because right now these not just only in Thailand, but people from, I think it's also to mention the name of the country like Malaysia or Singapore, they also believe in this kind of thing, that this is going to bring luck to them. So it means there is a platform.
It's an international trade, isn't it?
Yes, I think so. Because
sadly,
that's why we need to understand the whole system and work more effectively. So my point on this is just like, first of all, we need to see the big picture of this, and second of all, we need to know where is the crucial point that can leverage. I'm not sure that this is the right word or not. It's just like there's a synergetic point that when you put, it can, play a very crucial role on your moves.
Right. I'm thinking of the term sweet spot, but I don't think that is quite the right term.
So you know the best because you know you're native speaker. So just let me know what is the right choice for this one.
Yeah. Okay.
So for me, because right now, what just on the finish is just like the same way, the same approach. No information regarding this whole system. I need to do my research on this. I need to design the message I need to think about the target audience.
Mm, mm, mm.
So for me, like I shared with you earlier, I think now young generation, they even some of them become Sai Mu. They're interested in some material power that can bless their life better. But when it comes to this kind of thing, ivory or tiger only, I think normally they dislike. For example, we talk about pladuk, right? Catfish.
Mm.
On West side, they, you know, some famous temple near Chao Phraya, they ask people to make merit by releasing catfishes into the Chao Phraya River.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I
And
think
peop-
I've seen that.
Yeah, people complain about that, right?
On what grounds?
Because catfish is alien species for
Ah,
Chao Phraya
okay.
River.
Yep.
So
Right. Invasive
even you have your own belief that if you save fish life, it can affect on your life. It means if you know help you save
Mm.
fish life, maybe like 100 fishes,
Yeah.
then maybe you can live a bit longer. Even you believe so, right now you get complaint because when you think about yourself, but you destroy the ecosystem,
Mm-hmm.
and so many fishes die because of that. Not just on the river, but it's just like because they came from one source and they got released into another source. So they die because they don't.
That's not where they're
Familiar,
supposed to
yeah.
be. Yeah.
So so for me, right now, young generation pay attention more into this.
Mm-hmm.
So it means the way that we going to communicate with young generation maybe, how can I say, easier.
So you're saying they're thinking a little bit more about the effects or the meanings of the practices that
I think so.
are you know,
Even they're
being done.
interested in Mutelu or the something that can bring luck or success to their life. But when it comes to something that destroy another life, they dislike it. I think, and I share with you this because the information here.
This is about the ivory
Yeah.
and the tiger
So
fangs.
yes,
Mm.
they said 3% of Thai people intend to buy ivory or amulet products or tiger amulets in the future. Among these buyers, they between 25 to 29. So being young
This is
generation.
their age, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 3%.
So there's not many,
It depends.
but it depends. But because of the cost of these things, could be significant.
Yes. So I think my point is about if you want to work on these 3%, you need to understand.
Who they are and
Yes.
how to reach them.
Yes, and also the message or the way that we're going to deliver the message as well. So not just only finish the project, we need to know that
Yeah.
if we cannot work effectively on our project, all like that species, elephant and tiger, going to finish.
Yes, well, these are endangered species.
Yes.
Which is why it's a problem.
Yes, that's why we need to work more seriously. Not just like I think I saw this 3 years in the row already, 2 years at least in the row that just approach influencer 1 year or once in a year and then gone. No feedback, nothing further.
I guess hopefully the conversation gets started. People
Yes,
start thinking
please.
about it.
Please share this with any organization who involved with this. Because for example, I myself just have a look on that video. They got 1.6 million views. Even it can be considered as quite much in the number. But to be honest, I think because of they bought ads from Facebook. because the number of comments or reaction not that high,
Mm.
just only 400.
Mm. Mm.
So 400 reaction, 1.6 million views.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
You don't think it adds
Yes,
up.
yeah. So just
Right.
only because of the app. So I think we need to improve that.
So does that improving that, would that involve talking to certain temples, talking to certain monks or certain people about?
So, for example, even I myself noticed that there are particular temples or community or monks who live in the countryside
Mhm.
who kind of they're engaged with this because some of the monks commented on my life
Right.
when I talk about this.
Meaning that engage with this? What do you mean there?
Yeah, it means we need to identify monks who we need to engage with,
And
right?
you need to talk to
Yeah,
about these
like
issues. Okay.
like we mentioned about
Yeah.
that three groups, right?
Yeah.
Villagers or people who
Producing
find
it somehow.
producing it, and monks who bless them,
Mhm.
bless those amulets.
Mhm.
So we can identify that, and not just only because, for example, we cannot just only approach general monks who never engage
Yeah.
with any kind of this at all,
Okay.
which is majority.
Yeah.
So-
it's about finding the particular ones that are involved
Yes,
and having a conversation, educating them.
yeah, it's okay to educate general monks to prevent this
Mhm,
and
mhm.
to make them realize.
Mm.
But there's a certain group of monks who even post or commented on the video clip
Mhm.
on the organization page, not my organization, but on the organization who created this.
Yeah. Okay.
We need to approach them because he explained that okay, normally those elephant they're gonna get rid of their ivory
Mhm.
that's just only there, and we brought that to use it. What the point to blame or something like that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Because of course it is legal to, if you have a license, to sell ivory in Thailand. Is that right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Because right now, even in the temple, all temple, I think around almost 10 years ago, the Supreme
Yes.
Sankara
Okay.
Council,
Yeah.
has an order that all temple need to do like registration
Okay.
for ivory.
Mm-hmm.
After that, any temple have the new one. That illegal.
Okay. So if you were doing it, you can carry on, but if
Not
you want to
we're
do
doing
it
it,
now,
but
you
because
can't.
if some months already have them before that time.
Have the physical item.
Yes.
They are okay, but they
Uh,
haven't had new.
Yes.
I understand.
Because
Okay.
some of those ivory like very ancient, very old.
Mm-hmm.
So then that belong to that temple. So just register,
Right.
and then after that, no
no
more.
more registration.
And monks cannot find or create or engage with those.
With that.
Yes.
Okay. And what's that? That's a directive from the Buddhist Council.
Yes, from Supreme Council.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Good. Thank you.
Sorry.
It's a fascinating area. Thank you for your answers.
I'm sorry that I think I talk too much and maybe make you a bit dizzy with my English and also information.
I'm surviving. Thank you.
I hope so. We haven't reached the end yet.
No. Okay, so do you want to talk any more about that, or do you feel we're done with?
For the ivory?
Yeah, for the ivory.
So I
and
think
fun.
for me,
Thanks.
if those organizations want to continue with this project, we need to talk seriously about this. For me, it's just like the workflow quite slow. Maybe some part regarding related to me as well, but But I think generally we can do better than this, and we need to identify the real player, the crucial players who want to to create the change, the positive change on this, not just only try to finish the project.
So identify the people that want to change. Also identify the people that are not changing, or
Who need to be
who
changed.
need to be changed.
Yes,
Both.
Yeah. yes,
Of course.
both
Otherwise, we don't move on.
definitely. Otherwise, I think I saw this 2 years already, and I think it's enough. We need to change.
And there's no reason for using these products as an amulet,
Not
like
at all.
religious or spiritual or anything like that.
Not at all, because the Buddha himself, he was born to lead people to define their own fate. Because before his time, people believe in destiny, in what Praprom or Creator like define our fate already. We cannot change our life. But the Buddha said no, we can change. We call Kam Likit.
Right.
You define your life by what you think,
Okay.
manokam or mental action.
Yeah.
By what you speak or vajikam, verbal action, and also kayakam or body action. What you do.
What you do.
Yes.
Okay.
So those three things that can change your life, and not just only your life, but the whole society or the whole world.
And so you're saying that you don't need an object. You need those things that you're talking about
Yes.
in order to be satisfied.
How elephant and tiger who already died because you want their bones
Yeah.
can help you better your life. Think about that. It doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
So why we need you don't need to have the tiger teeth or ivory teeth to be successful. You just only need your effort and your good friends.
Yeah. And we need these animals in their ecosystems
Yeah.
functioning there.
So and
for
to do
so
that,
many wider reasons.
yes. And to do that, you need to be a good friend of animals and ecosystem.
Okay. We talked a little bit about the directive from the.
I'm sorry to put you in a very hard position.
What do you want me to do?
Okay.
We talked a little bit about the Supreme Buddhist Council. Is that the correct phrase?
Yes.
And we've talked about your work on SDGs and maybe a bit of environmentalism and the amulets and stuff. And we've talked about the directive in involving ivory products. How do they? How supportive are they? How into this type of change in this type of area do you feel they are? Is the whole system moving in these kind of directions?
To be honest, I think at least they have that what we call mati, right? In Thai, but in English, what do you call again?
Mati resolution.
Resolution. Yeah.
I
So
guess I'm asking,
yeah.
how receptive are they
They have this.
to these things? Okay, so this is a resolution.
At least they have this resolution, and on my birthday, the 20th of August.
Oh, there you go.
So, I think at least we have this. It's very very rare, and also I think
What does it talk about? Sorry.
to protect the wildlife.
Okay.
And this is also talk about the endangered species as well.
Right.
And also they ask for collaboration from the temple not to bring like animal like ivory or what they call the teeth or anything of their animal into their amulet or decoration.
Okay.
because this gonna what they call encourage people to destroy life and send the wrong message to the society.
So this is the message that is being sent out to temples across the country about
Yes,
you know,
and
what to do.
yes,
Yeah.
and I think generally, that, because in the Sankat community they quite follow the order. So
Right.
recently, also they asked all the temple not to do this kind of thing. So in the past, you saw many advertisement about amulet,
Yes.
even the tiger amulet and ivory on the newspaper, popular newspaper, very expensive.
Who is placing these adverts?
I think maybe I'm not sure. Maybe people who work with the temple
Okay.
because they want money. Think about that. That what do you call that piece of paper? Very, very expensive. Right? But they bought it. They bought it advertisement because they know that they can receive more money.
Yeah.
Because of that, they
By
took it
selling
as
these
an
things.
investment. But right now, they cannot do that anymore.
Okay. Since
I think recently.
Okay. That's
in
good
the
news
last
then.
in the last decade.
Okay. All right.
And
yeah. So okay. So change has happened. I guess.
I think so.
You know.
Yes. And it's a good sign. But we need to also be aware of the export thing as well.
Yes.
Like I mentioned earlier, that some countries they need it. They need them. Also can categorize what we call catalyze, like provoke. You know.
There's a demand elsewhere.
Yes.
We know it's not simply Thailand. There are other places where this is an issue.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. This is a question very much coming from a foreigner.
Yes, please.
And it's about what happens to the food that is given as alms in the morning.
Okay.
And what over the years I've obviously witnessed this a lot across the country.
Okay.
And it seems like a beautiful and wonderful thing, but there seems like a lot of food is given, maybe more than perhaps the monks can eat.
More than needed, right?
Maybe more than needed. And you mentioned your diabetes, so
that's why I fat.
So I wanted to find out, what actually does happen to this food after it's been eaten.
I think in the past, in the culture, when I was young, my mom gonna pick up some rice from the bowl that she already give the rest to the monk, and put it in my mouth and said that, eat it. This is kind of blessed rice, good for you.
Right.
Grow up to be a good man, not a good monk like this. So what I would like to change is like in the culture we have the concept, like even we know that it's too much for the monk, but when monk have it enough, the rest would be blessed for their all people. So we have the word like se san man kalanya jami. It means may I have the leftover which is blessed. So
right.
because of that, in the past we have the word like dek wat, or the children who live in the temple, taking care of monks, washing dishes and taking care of everything. Because they got that blessed food, so they grow up to be very good man, like great leader, something like that.
So traditionally, these children would be eating it.
Yes, and in the community as well.
Okay.
So, but right now, everything changed.
Okay.
I think now the children who live in the temple, I think less and less. So
yeah.
Right now, I myself have been thinking about this project. I call it Se San Makalan.
Okay.
It means I want to collect all food that left from what monks gonna have each day
Okay.
and prepare it and distribute them to their people who need.
So there is a need to do this right now
I
Then-
think so.
in many temples across the
Yes.
place.
I think so.
Okay.
For example, we have many homeless people around this area, and think about at least 5 temples around here. We can, save food from being wasted and also help people who like homeless and maybe they can feel that we not heartless. We try to help them. So it's good for everyone, but we need to do it more quickly. Right now,
Right.
even I try to do it like myself. Like for example, when we like two days ago, right? 2 or 3 days ago, I can like last third day, I went to Sakijula to collect food,
Alms.
yes,
Alms.
to collect alms,
Yeah.
and then plenty of them. So I asked children in community and also students from Westgate School to have them all.
Right. Okay. So when you came back here, you were able to.
Yes.
But okay.
But I think this kind of in the system, to be honest, I mean every temple already done that.
It is doing this.
Yes, all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
In so many temples, they already know that. For example, in the important day like Vesak Day, they have many foods because people came to offer food. So they distribute to
Yeah. Okay.
to people who need it.
Yeah.
But-
So
but-
it is given.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but what I would like to do is just like to establish the system that helper and helpee can meet with each other. The
So-
platform that, for example, we know that in this area people need food, and we know that in this area temple have plenty or have enough food and can distribute to those people who need it.
So you're saying that maybe the system can be more efficient.
I think so.
Because at the moment.
In the
Yeah.
era that someone help me prepare this interview by ChatGPT,
Yeah,
why we cannot use the platform or the application that can help us to help people more effectively.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Yes.
I see.
And I think if you can be a part of this, that would be great. I shared this with Mr. Reynolds from UNDP.
Okay.
Because like 2 years ago, I invited him to talk about Buddhism and SDGs here.
Okay.
But now it's still on process, not progress yet.
Okay. So there is So in terms of that, you feel there's work to be done in terms of distributing donated food
Mhm.
more efficiently.
I think we can do that
Yeah.
definitely because
Yeah.
right now, like times change, everything change.
Mm.
All children they stay with their family, and even in this temple itself, we have. I don't think we not 10. I think it less and less.
People,
Then
right, kids around to eat.
yes, because in the past every section, we call around boy. So to help monks stay here, get educated, and have less food, but not anymore.
Does that worry you that there are less kids coming to temples?
Sorry,
Does it worry you that there are less children coming into temples in that way?
less and less. I think because of right now the condition is, for example, in the past, in the countryside, if they have their relative to be a monk in the city, they're gonna send them to stay with that monk.
I see. Yeah.
But right now, everyone, can access to the education. They
Mhm.
don't need to be
Mm,
here anymore
Yeah. So
because
it's-
the government support.
yeah, there's less less incentive for that.
Yes,
Because they have the support coming from other directions.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And the food packaging. I mean, also when these things, this food is donated, it is wrapped in a lot of single-use
Mhm.
plastic and stuff. You have thoughts on that and what temples and monks can do to reduce this or tackle?
Yes.
Is it even a problem?
Yes. Because of this, we try to work on this. I myself, like 2 years ago, I got participated in the training called the CSI process. It's about waste management. And because of that, after that, I kind of, every time I give my talk to the public and private person, I talk about that, like how to what do you call, like separate.
Separate
Waste.
the waste.
Yeah, the waste.
For recycling, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because of that, on the 3rd of March, we got invited by the governor, Bangkok governor,
Okay.
because of the SOSSO. Now I cannot remember the abbreviation in English. It's have you heard about SOSSO? สำนักงานกองทุนเสริมสร้างส่งเสริ
Thai
มสุข
Health Academy
not Thai Health Academy สสสใครรู้ฝากญาติโยมพิมพ์แล้วกันนะ so
Sorry, I couldn't help on that.
yeah the SOSSO is just like for health, for well-being.
Right. Yeah.
So they know what I have been doing, and then they work with the BMA, right, Bangkok Metropolitan Office, administration office. So they invited me to be a part of the campaign ไม่เทรวม so BKK zero waste. So it means we separate waste and we try to also do ourselves and also supported students in the school to do that. We donated like 10,000 baht for their waste management in the school.
Okay,
So we have the
separate bins so kids
Yes.
can sort out the waste that the schools produce.
and also recycling, like what do you call, collected plastic bottles to sell them, and they call like what they call merit bank and waste bank. ธนาคารความเปลี่ยนธนาคารขยะ as well.
Okay.
And also on the like last month we got invited to share this at the Central World, right?
Okay.
Central World.
Right.
So-
Right.
And also some temple like Wat Chak Dang, Srut Prakan, so they also work on the recycling.
This is the big recycling temple.
I think
Yeah,
you're
I've
really,
heard about that.
really there. Have you been there?
I haven't been there.
Okay, you should.
Yeah, I would.
I have a lot of things to write about.
Yeah, I'm very interested in there
Yes.
because it's about making robes from
Yes.
recycled plastic.
Yes.
And in the pandemic, masks.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like they're doing a lot of.
Yes.
Interesting
a lot of
work.
interesting.
Mm.
First of all, we invited some monk who worked on that to share his thought and his work here in Wasake like 2 years ago, right? Last year. Yeah, last year.
Okay, and what did he say?
Just only share that he tried to, how can I say, not just only do waste management, also it's about disciplines. It's about how to see things as valuable thing, because everything is valuable. It depends on what we put there.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not
so-
valuable if it's all mixed up, but if it's separated, it
Yes.
has a value. So is that what's okay? The waste is separated for recycling.
Yes, we try to do so. Not that good, but in terms of, how can I say, the good start, it's quite okay. On the 26th of March, I think we had the decoration. We call the Golden Mall decoration.
Right.
The abbot himself signed this declaration with the consultant of the environmental consultant of the BMA
Okay,
also
the-
came to join
Right, declaration.
yeah
Okay.
ปริญญาภูเขาทอง Golden
Mhm.
Mount Zero Waste
Okay.
and
Okay.
last month the event that I shared with you Dialogue City so when we arranged this event we arranged in the like Zero Waste event
Mhm.
we coordinated with this YOLO You Are the Live Ones the founder Kun Gate helped us a lot with this
Okay.
she coordinated with the trash man like inviting children in the Klongter
Mhm.
community to help with the waste management. So it's kind of the feeding two birds with one cracker.
Okay.
Yeah, like killing two birds with one
Yeah,
stone.
that
But
was a much nicer,
Yeah.
kinder way of using that
yeah,
phrase.
I'm a Buddhist monk,
Yeah.
so I'm not preferred to
you,
kill.
you cannot say that.
not just ivory, but also no killing birds. So
Yeah.
feeding two birds with one cracker.
Yes. Yeah.
So it means we empower children from the poor community and also inspire international community who come here, who came to the temple at that time
Mm.
to learn about how the temple organized about zero waste event. And some of them from Indonesia, for example, they asked, our student, because first year student came to join as well, to record his voice for the children, for the school children in the Indonesia. For example.
Okay. To talk about these
So
things.
so we planned this on purpose.
So this was an educational event about what you're doing here. for
Actually, it's
people,
not
so-
at all. We take it as an opportunity for education.
Right.
Actually, it just only welcome
Right.
our guests, but we
okay.
want them who majority are religious leader to be aware that every event in the temple, you can take it as education opportunity.
For sustainability.
Yes, yeah, for sustainability.
Yeah.
Because on that it's just like and also the good news is Kun Gate from YOLO told us that because of the event just only 600 grams went to the what do you call in
Landfill.
to the
Yeah.
landfill.
Okay.
The rest
600 grams
just 600 grams
a week, a day, or
just only day that
right.
day
Okay.
just she said that it's very
That's tiny. I
yeah
imagine.
very tiny
Mm.
for the 70 guests on that day. So
Okay.
it's quite impressive.
Yeah. That's nice.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's what we try to do. And because the Golden Mount as a like tourist attraction.
Yeah. And this is my final question,
Okay,
really.
so
It was,
please.
or last but one, penultimate perhaps. Obviously, this is a top tourist attraction in Thailand, and it's famous. It's one of the first things I was told to go and see after I landed 20 years ago or so. But what do you think tourists see in terms of your approaches to sustainability and the environment? And I guess you get a lot of younger tourists coming through, perhaps coming down from Banglampu and Khao San and all of that. They're interested in this sort of stuff. So they come here to this temple. What do they see?
It's very hard to say.
Yeah, I suppose or what would you like to show them about what you're doing?
Okay. For
Maybe that's a
example,
better way of asking.
I'm gonna show them this.
Okay.
See this? Okay, so this deck was again. And also the same, we work with Molu, so it can reduce carbon footprint. Actually, this is to what they call inspire our follower to be interested in the new collection. to help to work together on this reduction of carbon footprint because our motto is peace one heart start in one hands.
Okay.
So สันติสุขในใจใครเริ่มต้นได้ที่ใจเรา so unfortunately in terms of at the temple itself I cannot do that much right now. I just can only integrate this into the site visit and also everywhere that I talk and also here I try to communicate with the coffee shop to reduce or change the what do you call the kind of plastic that they use
Yeah.
for the cup.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Because I guess it's about visibility, isn't it? You know,
Yes.
and when people visit, they're looking around probably at other things, but then
Yeah.
they might see a project or a particular aspect of your work,
Mhm.
and then oh, okay, they do that here. That's interesting. And then,
yeah.
Mm.
But now we're working on it, and I think now we got the green light from the airport
Mm.
because, like I mentioned earlier, on the 3rd of March,
Mm.
we are being there at the BMA office. So it means this time we already asked for the doing what do you call garbage profiling.
Okay.
Now we're gonna wait the garbage
Mm.
and let's see that the two 2 weeks from now we're gonna run the whole system. I mean okay, let me clarify a bit. From your facial expression, you're a bit confused, right? So because right now we're gonna work more seriously on the BKK material or BKK zero waste,
Zero
right?
waste, yeah.
So it means the temple itself gonna be zero waste temple.
Mm.
So now, before we run this, we need to do garbage profiling. We need to.
Ah, yes, okay, yeah.
We need to be.
You need
We need
have
to
the
know
information
before, yeah, the measurement
Mm.
that like all waste in the temple each day.
Yeah.
How much?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we can tell people like maybe 1 or 2 months after this, because I think at the beginning of the month, Bangkok office already make announcement that like 3 months, 3 or 6 months, I'm not sure, maybe 3 months, they already reduce the garbage, and it
Okay.
saved around 18 million baht
Wow.
already.
Okay.
So now it's
So you're talking about getting a baseline for how much waste is produced
yes,
through its visitors and everything, and then looking at what you can do to reduce that waste, and then taking measurements later, and then sharing this information.
yes,
Yeah.
because our temple it's just like it's selected as a maybe the first temple
Mm.
for this.
Okay.
So it means like last week I think Gong Green, the influencer on this waste management,
Mm.
he came to create the show called How to แยกขยะในวัด how to separate
Okay.
waste in
Yeah.
the temple,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So and one other our follower got selected to be on that show. Actually, his mom.
Ah, okay.
His mom became celebrity right now.
Right.
So yeah, I think now we on the right track. But to be
Mm.
honest, for me, we can do better than this in
Mm.
terms of being influencer or inspire people. It's good. It's great, to be honest. But in terms of real waste management, now it's still going on. I
Still
cannot.
working on it. A
Yeah.
work in progress.
Yes,
Yeah.
I myself kind of inspire people in public and private organization to do waste management. But when talking about the temple itself, now it's at the first day,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
right now we have high hope, I think,
Mm.
because in the past we already did that. I mean, the separate waste, but monks said that what is the point of separation of the
Right.
waste, because they're gonna be put it together on the same truck.
Yes, I hear
In the
that.
past,
In the past, I think.
But right now,
I think it's different now.
yes, that's
Mm,
why
mm.
we have high hope.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I guess there's a sense in the way you can showcase this type of
Yes.
stuff to other temples around the country.
yes, yeah,
Right.
that's what
Mm,
we're
mm.
doing right now.
And is there a message for foreign tourists coming to Wat Saket about sustainability or sustainable development goals that you'd like them to come away with, and Buddhism and how they fit?
Actually, we want to do like exhibition, alongside to the way up to the Golden Mount. We plan to do so, but not successful yet.
So there's a lot you could talk
Yeah,
about. You know,
yes.
links back to the original,
Yes, definitely.
Buddha's life and all of this.
Yes,
And
but
how it
at least right now we can kind of from my interview, I interviewed monks who responsible for waste management regarding this, and he said that normally tourists they're responsible for the garbage, their waste already.
Yeah.
But the problem is they don't know where to put
Yeah.
because in the temple even they have like separate color bill, but it kind of mix up.
It needs to be clear.
Yes.
Yes.
Right now,
Yeah.
I think right now we're working on it.
And probably in different languages.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
There's a
now
lot you can. Yeah,
now
there's
we're
lots to
gonna
do.
turn it into like example. We're gonna rearrange everything and put it more. I don't know, more well management, more well managed. And hopefully, if you are the new group of tourists, you're gonna be surprised next week maybe.
Next week,
Next
it's gonna be done.
Because today we already prepare all the what do you call ตาช่าง
ช่าง balancer
I don't know what we like scale for the garbage for the
Okay.
for the waste.
The weighing station, maybe.
Yes,
Something like that.
the weighing
Yeah.
station.
I don't know if that's the correct phrase. Makes sense to me.
Okay, quite interesting. I mean,
All right.
our people try to help each other, like they share that what I share.
Oh, like translated.
Translate.
Okay.
Thank you น้องมีน ฮะไม่ใช่ยังไม่สำเร็จนะคือยังไม่ได้ทำอะไรเยอะ Okay yes
Yeah. Well, it's been wonderful talking to you and so interesting.
thank you and hopefully that how can I say I haven't frightened you too much to คือฝากบอกญาติโยมว่าคือจริงๆอ่ะเขาบอกเขาไม่ถนัดออกกล้องเขาตั้งใจมาสัมภาษณ์ไปเขียนอย่างเดียวแต่ไหนๆก็ไหนๆเมื่อกี้จริงๆตอนแรกตั้งใจว่าสัมภาษณ์เสร็จก็จะคุยกับญาติโยมนะครับแต่เนื่องจากไหนๆก็ไหนๆชวนเขาแล้วเขาลุยก็เลยลุยเลยก็ so thank you very much indeed even for coming here and spending time with me so this is also the example that we
Fascinating and a pleasure.
yeah so you see we try to work on
Okay.
SDG mindfulness and this kind of keep calm ชิวโยม
Car stickers, maybe.
Yeah. and you can use for many purposes. If you are Thai, I'm gonna say that if you have this sticker, you go up to the Golden Mall and park your car in the temple parking lot
Oh, wow.
for free for the
For
rest
free.
of your life.
My word.
But if you are Thai, sorry.
Quite a valuable sticker.
Yes.
Yeah.
May I have this? May I give this to you? So
Oh.
all of this.
Chocolate. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
you.
There's some important messages on
Yes.
them.
Thank you.
Coffee cup.
And also, this is for you. This book,
Oh, wow.
A Fulfilled Life and Buddhism for the World Peace.
Oh, coffee cup.
So, because you are the writer,
Oh, yes.
not that one.
maybe I capture from this one.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you,
เพราะว่า
coffee cup. Very
So,
interesting.
And last but not least, which one? Oh, this one.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
And this is the tag. The tag is created by our volunteer. Everything that it's just like we based on volunteering system because we want to drive this issue and we want to drive the what they call the number 17 partnership for the goals.
Oh, right. Okay, that's what this is.
1, 2, 3. Can you do that with the books again?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay.
Or with the book because
With the book.
Okay, because
Ah, I see. Okay, these ones.
okay.
We want to-
1, 2. Okay.
Thank you very much, Iman.
No, Kokomaka.
And if you have any problems with my talking, with my vocabulary, please
don't
let me
think
know.
I will.
I can help you with the chat GPT.
No, thank you so much.
Okay.
Mm.
And this is another pillow that you can see that we work on the IB Half
Oh, yeah.
Foundation.
And
He soon has studied Manhattan.
and
And it
putting
look
the
like,
things together.
yes, and this kind of their very rare item.
Is it a limited edition?
And also, this is what I would like to share because
Mm.
like when our follower, our people, they know what we have been doing. When I went to some ministries, like
Mhm.
Ministry of the Agriculture. So this is the vinyl in the back.
Ah, yes.
You can imagine, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna have my picture on that vinyl and
Mhm.
many information.
Single-use
So-
plastic.
They off this, and
It's
then
lovely.
and then turn it into this bag before the Bangkok governor. So
Okay. Before it was done
yes, so
in the mayoral
Yes.
election a few years
that
ago.
that's what we can do. That's what how we affect each other. I mean, because what I share with them, they created this. The one who did this live in Chonburi, right, Yom E, and our follower like together bought this from that ministry
Okay.
and then turned it into this, and I carry this around the world to share
It's
the
nice.
message.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So, and last one, this is Echo. So thank you, Iman, for coming here. So please teach me English. Yeah, that's what we try to do. Echo.
Yeah, that's echoing.
Yes,
Mm.
echoing because we need to utilize Buddhism as a social capital to better this society.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
thank
That's
you
an
very much
amazing
for
goal.
coming here. Now,
Okay, thank
as
you.
a host, may I invite you to leave your final thought for our audience over there.
Okay, well, I've just had a fascinating conversation that's been wide-ranging, and I guess the real sort of take-home for me is this idea that there is Buddhism, and there are the stories and the values that go with it, and they can help us today, and they can help us with our sustainability problems that we're facing at the moment. And I think that's wonderful, and I think the work that you're doing towards that is, fantastic and valuable. Thank you for telling me about it.
Thank you very much, and thank you for joining us. And please leave what our audience can read your work.
Okay, so I write a variety of things about sustainability in Thailand and Bangkok. You can find it on my blog, which is blogspot.com, and I'm also on Bangkok Coconuts quite a lot, which is an English language newspaper news website. And I guess I hope to put together something that tells some of these stories, because we've talked about a lot, so I think there are a lot of different areas that we can talk about and that I can write about in the future. So yeah, I will share anything that I write.
Thank you very much and don't worry ญาติโยมไม่ต้องห่วงนะครับเดี๋ยวจะเอาตัวเว็บไซต์ของเขาตัวงานของเขาไปแปะไว้ให้ด้วยเดี๋ยวญาติโยมจะได้อ่านต่อเขาเขียนน่าสนใจ The writer for sustainability and me a Buddhist monk for sustainability as well. Okay, thank you very much for watching us, and hopefully that this time we can call valuable time for all of us and make it worth talking. So put it into action, peace to one heart, start in one hand. don't finish just in your hand. Put your hands together, your heart together, your heads together. Together we can prevail for sustainability. Thank you very much and have a good night.